Welcome to our channel. Easy Learn English Through Story. Nobody listens. Once upon a time in a small village, there lived a young boy named Ben. Ben was an introverted and thoughtful child who often felt like nobody listened to him. He had a kind heart and a curious mind, but his words seemed to disappear into thin air whenever he tried to express himself. In school, Ben struggled to make friends. He would sit alone during lunchtime, observing other children laughing and playing together. He longed for someone to understand him, to truly hear his thoughts and feelings. But every time he tried to speak up, his words were drowned out by the noise of the world around him. One day, as Ben wandered through the village, feeling invisible and unheard, he stumbled upon an old bookstore tucked away on a quiet street. The sign above the door read, "The Listening Library." Intrigued by the name, Ben cautiously stepped inside. The bookstore was unlike any place he had ever seen. The shelves were lined with books of all sizes and colors, each one seemingly whispering a tale of its own. As Ben explored the aisles, he discovered a cozy corner with a comfortable chair and a sign that said, "Share your story." Curiosity sparked within Ben as he picked up a worn notebook and a pen. He sat down in the chair, took a deep breath, and began to write. With each stroke of the pen, he poured his heart onto the pages, expressing his hopes, dreams, and frustrations. To his surprise, as he shared his story, he felt a weight lifting from his shoulders. The simple act of putting his thoughts into words brought him a sense of release and clarity. It was as if the words he had kept locked inside were finally finding their way into the world. As Ben continued to visit the listening library, he discovered that his stories resonated with others who felt unheard too. People from all walks of life would gather in the cozy corner, sharing their own tales of triumphs and struggles. They formed a community of listeners and storytellers, offering comfort and support to one another. The listening library became a sanctuary for those who felt invisible or ignored. It was a place where each person's story was celebrated and valued. Ben found solace in the knowledge that he was not alone in his longing to be heard. Word of the listening library spread throughout the village and beyond. People began to recognize the power of listening and the importance of providing a space for others to share their stories. The once silent village transformed into a vibrant tapestry of voices, where everyone had a chance to be truly listened to. Inspired by the impact of the listening library, Ben and his newfound friends decided to organize a storytelling festival. They invited people from neighboring villages to come and share their tales. The festival buzzed with excitement as the air filled with laughter, tears, and the enchanting power of words. As Ben stood on the festival stage, he realized that he had found his voice. The once shy and unheard boy had become a beacon of inspiration for others. His journey from feeling invisible to becoming a catalyst for change was a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. From that day forward, Ben dedicated himself to spreading the message of the importance of listening. He traveled from village to village, sharing his own story and encouraging others to find their voices. He taught them that in a world where it may sometimes feel like nobody listens, each person has the power to create a space for genuine connection and understanding. And so, the story of Ben and the Listening Library continued to inspire generations. It served as a reminder that within each person, no matter how small or unheard they may feel, lies the power to make a difference through their words. By listening, we give others the precious gift of being heard, and in doing so, we create a world where nobody feels invisible. As the sun set over the village, a gentle breeze carried their whispers of stories shared and hearts touched. The quiet streets came alive with the echoes of laughter and the warmth of human connection. And at that moment, Ben knew that he had found his place in the world, a place where everybody listened. Ben's story touched the hearts of people from different cultures and backgrounds. Letters and messages poured into the listening library, sharing how his journey had inspired others to embrace their own voices and create spaces of listening and connection in their own communities. Moved by the outpouring of support and the realization that his small village had sparked a global movement, Ben knew that there was still more work to be done. He hatched a plan to bring the listening library to schools, where the seeds of empathy and compassionate listening could be sown in the hearts of young minds. With the help of dedicated volunteers and generous donors, the Listening Library on Wheels was born. A vibrant mobile library filled with books, art supplies, and a listening corner on wheels traveled from school to school, spreading the message of the power of listening. Ben and his team visited classrooms, engaging students in interactive storytelling sessions and workshops. They taught children the art of listening, not just with their ears but with their hearts. They encouraged them to speak their truths and understand the value of each voice in creating a harmonious society. The impact was profound. Students blossomed as they realized the strength and beauty of their own stories. The Listening Library on Wheels became a beacon of hope, nurturing empathy and building bridges of understanding among children of different backgrounds. As years passed, Ben's mission continued to flourish. The Listening Library expanded its reach, establishing branches in various communities. The cozy corners of connection multiplied, and new stories were written, shared, and cherished. The world began to take notice of Ben's remarkable journey. He received invitations to speak at conferences and events, where he shared the transformative power of listening and the importance of creating spaces where every voice is valued. Ben's message touched the hearts of many, and his vision of a more compassionate world started to take root. With the growing recognition of his work, Ben faced new challenges and responsibilities. He found himself juggling the demands of running the Listening Library while still finding time to listen to the stories of those who crossed his path. Despite the busy schedule, he remained grounded in his commitment to the simple act of listening. Through all the ups and downs, Ben never forgot the village where it all began. He returned to his roots, finding solace and inspiration in the familiar streets and friendly faces. The listening library in his village continued to thrive, with dedicated volunteers ensuring that the spirit of listening endured. As Ben reflected on his journey, he realized that the true power of listening lies not in the individual, but in the collective. It is the shared commitment to hear and understand one another that creates real change. The seeds he had planted had blossomed into a forest of compassionate hearts, where nobody's voice went unheard. And so, the story of Ben and the listening library became a testament to the enduring power of one person's determination to make a difference. It showed that even the quietest of voices can ripple through the world, sparking a movement of empathy and transforming lives. As we navigate the complexities of life, let us remember the story of Ben and the listening library. Let us strive to create spaces where nobody feels invisible, where every voice is heard, and where empathy and understanding flourish. For in the act of listening, we become catalysts for change, and together, we can build a world where nobody listens, because everyone truly hears. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, share and comment.